and all the student in from MRSN Betong. Okay, I think 100 plus of you, maybe some of you having problem with the internet access. Okay, that's why from the recording later on, maybe madam can share lah this session with them. Okay, sometimes PT also with your friends. Okay, so I'm going to start. Okay, our session today. Okay, I'm going to share my slide. Okay. I was given 2 hours. That's why I told Madam Alicia. If you see the module that I share with you, is the latest module actually. Okay, it's from one of the examiner from West Malaysia. They having the webinar with us, and then we at least we need 3 hours actually to complete that module. So today I'm going to start with little bit of introduction. I know that you know you already enjoy your life at home for so many, so many months. So let us see what we can do with your chemistry. Okay, this is our life, right? Okay, life is about change, and then sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's beautiful. Okay, you cannot just only focus to beautiful and just left behind the painful. Especially during this pandemic, we have to take both. Okay. Okay. If I ask you, how is your SPM journey so far? Okay. How many percent is your preparation? Let's say if we focus to chemistry, is it already 100%? You already understand all the chapter in Form 4? And then madam informed me just now, okay, you are already covered two chapter. Okay, 2 chapters. We are in Sakura, we already covered 4 chapters, only one left. Okay. So how is your journey? Okay, I ask you, maybe some of you said, oh madam, chemistry a little bit difficult for us. Okay, so from this webinar, I hope, I don't want to make it complicated. We make it simple. We try to enjoy it so that at the end of this seminar, you're going to feel that, yes, I know that I can do well for my chemistry. Okay? So, of course, why you are in MRS and Betong? If you are in MRS and Betong, your grade cannot be D, E, and G. Your grade for chemistry should be A, and then the worst is B or B plus. Okay, so that's why we want to set it. All of you, 100, I think almost 100 of you, okay, must have your goal or your target to get A plus. Okay, first is our goal. Whatever you do, okay. For examples, if I want to buy a gold, okay, for example, okay, I have a braidless gold. The price is 5K, 5,000. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save my money to get the 5K, something value 5K. But if I want to buy something like what we call it, a Korean, okay, Julian, I don't have to save my money for 5K. Maybe 500 is enough already for me to get one. But who knows the value? You yourself know the value. Okay, same with learning chemistry. You have to set the goal. Okay, once you already have your goal, you have to set your strategy, your techniques, how you going strategy more to learning strategy, technique, how you going to answer your test or exam paper. Okay, how is your learning style? And then we have to see and then revise your study and revision schedule. Okay, it's not tomorrow is your chemistry paper and then tonight you're going to revise and then you don't have enough sleep or rest. Okay, and then learning resources. Okay, I think learning resources, no problem when you are at home. You can Google a lot of learning resources. Even your teacher also, you know, share. And then nowadays a lot of webinar, I think some of you also join zero to pro or whatever, okay, topical. But what I'm going to discuss with you today is something really focused on what you need to plan and then take it into action. Okay. So first, just now your mission statement. Okay, your goal, your target, how you set the target for your next exam. Okay, I don't know whether you already have your exam. Okay, or and the end is your SPM. Your SPM will be March next year. January will be your practical exam. Okay, we must have our goal and target. This is the most important thing. If your target is for A plus, the way you work, the way you study, the way you do question, the way you guide yourself, your friends, how you discuss with your teacher is something like people want to get A or A plus. Okay, provide performance records. Okay, now uh, honestly, now if I ask you, okay, how is your chemistry? Can you give me an exact figure? Oh, madam, I can score well. I score 80 marks, 75, 65, 60. Nowadays, there is no exam conducted. Okay, if your school or MRSM have the standardized okay exam online or whatsoever, even online also, I don't fully trust you that you are not refer to the material. Okay, so we have to see your performance record. Not to say whether you are clever, you are not the other one, you cannot score. This is the way how we going to do the intervention, so that later on your teacher can help you, okay, which part that you need guidance. Okay, outline specific academic goal by test. Okay, keep track our performance, identify our level of understanding of concept, strength, weakness, lack of understanding. Okay, for example, form 4, okay, which chapter that you having problem? For example, acid, base and salts. Okay, I also having problem with the rate of reaction. So we're going to focus and give intervention on that particular topic or chapter. Maybe acid and base, okay, madam, the rest is okay. Only we don't understand the calculation. Okay, stoichiometric calculation. So we're going to focus. And then maybe some of you, madam, be having problem how to carry out experiment to prepare the solve. Okay, I can understand. Some of you did not carry out the experiment. Okay, so we can find another alternative. I think Madam Alicia can, conduct the experiment also, show to you. But if you don't express what you need, so the teacher cannot help you. Okay, please. It's very important for you to share your target. If you come to the teacher, okay, madam, I want to target to score A. So every time when the teacher look at you, okay, you need to score A, and then you need to follow what I ask you to do, what I mentioned to you. Please don't repeat this kind of mistake anymore. Okay. Okay. For example, this one is 2020 last year. I think you got one test. Okay, mid-year no, end year no. This year, is there any test conducted? Okay, let's say this is just put the mark. Okay, increase, and then during the SPM we target 80 mark. Okay, it's good already for you to get A or A plus. Okay, so let's say 55. Okay, this one is not, is C, grade C. Okay, maybe got improvement, mid-year exam, you got B. Okay, then trial SPM, try to get A or A minus. 70 is A minus, let's say. Okay, here, if you see here from your mid-year exam to reach A, you need to add another 12 marks. How are you going to improve this 12 marks? Okay, so we need to really focus what we have score. Okay, and then your target. Let's say you target 80, from 70 to 80. And then you have to, now you need to struggle on, for example, I need to improve my section B or C. Okay, B and C, the essay part. Okay. Hmm. This one, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. Okay. As a chemistry teacher, you can ask Madam Alicia, if the student, okay, the new format is now is 40, okay, 40. Okay, last time is the student out of 50, they got 20, is already the indicator that the student will get grade DEG. From paper 1, we already, okay, figure out whether the student managed to get A, B, or C. Okay, for example here, if you be able to score 30 out of 40, maybe you have the potential to get A. Okay. For paper 2, you have to score. That means if your paper 1 is already strong, 35, maybe a little bit lower of your score in paper 2. Okay, paper 3 is only 15 marks. Even though 15 marks, so at least you must score more than 10, 10 out of 15 in order for you to score A. Yeah. Okay. So just now I mentioned about learning resources. Okay. So far, we have our KSSM. Okay. Not much different actually from the previous one, but we still use textbook is our main resources because whatever the answer is from the textbook, especially the definition, the concept. Okay, even the exercise from the textbook is also a very good item. Okay, SPM past year question books. Okay, I hope you have this one. Topical learning module. It could be. It's better to have the topical so that the one that I mentioned to you. For example, you having problem acid, base, and salt. So you're going to do this topical learning module. You start from the beginning so that you can construct your deep understanding about it. Okay, practical and experiment. I don't know whether you are able to do the experiment this year when you go back to school. I think maybe 2 or 3 experiment. Last year also very limited experiment that we have done. Okay, until the end of the year. Lecture note and out, class notebook, tutorial folder, pocket note, flashcard, glossary. This one also very important for you to write down the term and the definition list. Okay, study and revision schedule. Most of the people that can score well, they have a very consistent schedule, okay, or timetable. Okay, you need to highlight. I think your school have how many hours? 3 hours per week, so make fully use it. That's why you need to focus during the PDPR. Set the revision during prep. Okay, in school. Let's say if you come back to school during prep time, it's better for you to make the preparation what you're going to learn, and then whatever task given by your teacher need to be completed. Review school hours, daily schedule, every single second is count as life. Not only goal. Okay, it's not goal. Goal you can go to the goldsmith and then you can buy, but life you cannot buy your life. Okay, and then make a routine. If you really follow this one, I'm guarantee that you can score A. Okay, per day. 10 objective question, MCQ, okay, from the past year question, or you have the collection of the trial, MRSM, and then we also have a book, a trial of SBP, okay, trial of SBP. If Madam Alicia one, okay, I don't know whether still got extra in school, okay, this is the letters that we have. Okay, SPP, kertas model, okay, or the past year question. Okay, so start. Okay, why I said 10? Because this now is already August, only 3 months for your trial, so you have to struggle. 10. Out of this 10 question, it must be the question that you cannot answer, then you can ask your friend and then you can ask your teacher as well. Okay, 2 structured question per week. You can do this one during weekend. One structured question is 15 minutes. So 2, you only need half an hour per week, okay, to do this one. Okay, the wise way is, okay, you have a group, maybe group or 3 or 4 with your friends, and then you already said, okay, we're going to do this question, and then you can discuss with them. Okay, for the objective question, one question is 1.5 minutes. Okay, 1.5 minutes times 10. You need 15 minutes per day to answer this 10 questions. If you sit down in front of the laptop, okay, watching drama, some of you have the hobby of playing game, I think it takes more than 15 minutes. But this routine only need 15 minutes of you 24 hours, okay, in order to score with a good grade in SPM. And then per week, one essay. If this one is 30 minutes, this one is 30 minutes, so you need 1 hour. And then whatever you have problem, then you have the consultation with your chemistry teacher, 15 to 13 minutes, okay? So if you really implement this one, okay, that's why I mentioned to you that we plan and then we need to make it into action. Not only we plan, okay, make it into action. Okay, where are you going to get this time? Okay, like me, what I have done, not me also, our team, okay, we we have a section with the student. We call it ICU, intensive chemistry unit. Every Monday night around 8:30, okay, we have this session with the student about 1 hour. If they have any question to ask and whatever, we make a Google Meet, okay. So the teacher take in charge with their own class, okay. But if the student want to meet another teacher, should be no problem. Okay, plus, okay, this one plus your commitment. That's mean per day 10. If you miss, okay, today I'm so busy, I'm having a webinar, I don't have time to do this question. So tomorrow you have to do 20. Tomorrow also busy. The next day you have to do 30 question. And then per week, you just imagine you be able to do how many questions? At least 70. Let's say, okay, you make it 60. Another day, you keep it for you to do the structure and essay question. Okay, this is how my student have implement. Okay, last year, Alhamdulillah, half of them get A's. A plus 24 out of 100. 112. Okay, Alhamdulillah, they really follow what we suggested. Okay, your learning style. Okay, discover the best effect learning practice. I'm not going to say, the best practice is sitting properly. You have your study table. Some people like to hear music during study. Some of them enjoy on the bed. Yes. Okay, up to you. And then some of them like sitting outside the house. You have the very beautiful garden, okay, surrounding. Up to you, okay. You find out the best effective learning. Some of you, madam, we prefer to have a group discussion. Okay, fine. Because sometimes when you study alone, you tend to sleep. You feel sleepy. When you have a discussion with your friends, maybe it meaningful, but please set the rules during the discussion. No other things, no need to membawang, gossip and so on. Okay, be honest to yourself. Because what? Be honest to yourself. Because honest is the best policy to success. Okay, you need to think. Kita berfikir, okay? Not the, you don't do just because, okay, madam ask you to do, then you do, okay. You need to think, you need to plan. After plan, for example, tomorrow you already plan, let's say the Muslim student. After your salat, okay, morning, fajar, salat. Okay, salat subuh, you dah set dah. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, you're going to do this. Not only for chemistry, you can implement to other subject. Okay, action is very important. Then you need to reflect. Okay, what you have done, is it I follow or not? Okay, reading skills, this one very important. Okay, kemahiran membaca, taking note skill also. Okay, most of my student, we already find out most of the student, they are very weak. Normally exam, the mark is 40, 50, but in the SPM, they managed to score A minus. And then we ask them, okay, what you have done? Okay, one of the factors for them to success is not only taking notes, they make their own notes. That means they take the textbook, reference book, and then from the lecture, they make their own notes. Okay, so that from the notes, when they do the question, they easily prefer from the notes. Okay, that makes the sense that they only focus on, for example, properties of covalent compound and ionic compound. They have the notes. Okay, and then they're going to add, well, what is the frequent question come out? The question will ask why the melting, the boiling point of covalent compound is lower than ionic compound. Okay, they already come out with the answer for the frequent question asked. Okay, problem solving skill. Okay, different people may be different way, but for chemistry we have our scheme. For example, later on I will show you, if the question need you to do the calculation 3 marks, how you manage to get the 3 marks. You cannot skip the step. Okay, time management. Okay, every one of us got 24 hours. How you manage your time? Okay, for example, objective question only 15 minutes. 15 minit only. Okay, I know that. I don't ask you to do something impossible. I ask you to do something that I think you can do. Okay, of course you can do. And then you have to check whether you are audio, visual, kinesthetic, intrapersonal, interpersonal people. Okay, people like to study alone, they are intrapersonal. Okay, intrapersonal. And then when they do questions sometime, they also uh, think and loud. Okay, they also, okay, for example, number of mole mass of one, they mention also. Okay, so you know yourself well. Okay, let's say, okay, we begin. uh, Strategy and the technique. Okay, for example, you have your diagnostic test or mid-year exam. Okay, Madam Alicia, they already have the mid-year exam.
Yes, yes.
Mid-year,
Okay,
yes.
and
Thank you, Cherry.
okay, so you already got your mark. Maybe paper 3 we don't have. Okay, but I know the MRSM, they have the practical exam also. Okay, you set the mark. Okay, this one is 40. And then you set, okay, your target is 40. For the paper 2, I already split it. Section A, B, and C. A is 60. We have equation, this one, but we set. Okay, we said, okay, this one very bad. Okay, now we set to 55. Okay, okay, out of 60. For session B, 18. Oh, ini. Okay, the good one is you must score more than 16 out of 20. So then you can total up this one. You can see what is your target. Of course, target A plus, right? Okay. So now, mid-year exam, this is your target just now. Then what is your actual result? For example, your actual result, okay, let's say, okay, I only got 30 lah, madam. Okay, this one, this is your target. What you get? Okay, let's say 36 only. Okay, this one also very bad. This one also very bad. Okay, this one, let's say we don't have. Okay, it's fine. Okay, for example, this one out of 50. Okay, you total up this one, 48, 58. Okay, 58. Okay, 58 out of 100. Okay, you ask yourself, is it good already? From here, 30, okay, maybe this one is, okay, we give the grading based on the paper. Okay, 58. 58 is not B, is C plus. Okay, so which part that you having problem? Okay, this one, you need to improve more. So, let's say 5, okay, 15 question per day. Okay. Okay. For example, okay, strategies. Okay. So, this one need to improve the structure question. This is structure question. Okay. And then you need to see one by one which question that you have the lowest mark. Okay. Question number 1. Question number 2. Let's say question number 5 is acid base. So, then you can highlight. Okay, I need to do more on acid base. I need to do more on redox, something like that. Okay, section B. Okay, which question that you answer? What is your problem? Is it you don't know the content? Is it, okay, how you present your answer? Is it because the term used? Okay, go and ask your teacher, why you cannot score? And then see, this one maybe, oh, madam, I cannot do the question regarding the experiment. And then you see, which chapter? Okay, so you need to improve. Okay, for example, experiment. We are not going to school. Maybe you can get from the YouTube. Okay, go back to the chapter. Okay, find out some other question that related to this one. Okay, this one. Okay, go back. Okay, why? Why I cannot score well? Because I don't understand about the strong acid. I don't understand about diprotic acid. I cannot explain. Okay? I cannot explain about the pH value relate with the uh, number of ion, for examples. Okay, so you can identify. That's why just now I mentioned that you need to plan action and then reflect. We already take the action, then we need to reflect. Okay, maybe for you is not important. This is how people improve themselves. Not just, okay, see the mark, okay, I got 58, okay, fine, 58, janji lulus ba, janji lulus. No, you cannot be satisfied unless, for example, this one. Jadi, I think Madam Alicia also have the experience. This is the indicator, paper 1, whether you get A, B, or C. It's very simple. I think this one, if the student get less than 60, most probably they will get DEG for their chemistry. Kita tak nak lah. MRSM, SBP, we don't want DEG grade. At least C. Okay. So after that, this is your target. Your target for the mid-year exam. Okay, dah dapat result mid-year exam, then you plan also untuk trial. Trial, I know that trial paper is always tough. I know, don't worry about your trial. Just set the target, okay? Set the target. Okay. And then result trial, your SPM target, okay? And then your result trial, later on you put over here. I will share this slide, okay, with Madam, so that Madam will share with you. Or you want this one or not? If you don't want, I'm no need to give.
One.
One.
Okay. I said you need to study smart. Jadi at the end, you're going to find out later on, okay, how going to practical test. Maybe we're going to have some like, I'm not going to say it's soalan ramalan. There are certain topic that we're going to focus. We're going to focus. Okay. Okay. So the assessment. The question will ask you about the definition. Every year, it must be definition. Sometimes it's very simple, but student cannot. Just ask you, okay, what is anode? They will ask you, what is isotope? They will ask you, what is valence electron? Okay, what is strong acid? Okay, basic concept of matter, solid, liquid, gas. And then under this one is you must know what is melting point, boiling point. Okay. Okay. And instead of matter, they will ask you, okay, the melting point of substance X is 50. So what is the physical state of the substance at the room temperature? You must know what is the room temperature. Okay. Diagram. Okay, I have some student cannot differentiate diagram of electron arrangement and atomic structure. Okay, so after this I will show to you, and then no more confused. Okay, mole concept. Number of mole, VOG, MOE, volume of gas, mass of substance, number of particle, and concentration. Okay, calculation. Later on, you're going to see the calculation question in paper 2, 12 to 15 out of 100. The mark. Okay. Construct chemical formula or construct chemical equation, half equation, and ionic equation. Okay. This one will give you at least 10 to 14 marks. What over 100? Jadi, if let's say 15, this one is already 14. That means 30% of the question is ask you to do the calculation, and then after that construct the chemical equation. Okay, draw set up apparatus. Sometimes they ask you to identify the mistake. Okay, and then describe the complementary test. This one every year come out. Okay, whether gas, cation, or anion. Okay, this is the letters. Paper 2, there are 5 construct they're going to assess you. First is mengingat. That means you need to recall, understand, application, analysis, menilai, or mencipta. Okay, this part we can find it in paper 2 section C lah. Okay, and then for paper 1, only 1, 2, 3. Okay, most of this paper, this one is already considered as a hot question. Hot question normally they will ask you why, how. Okay, why, how. Okay, sometimes they use explain. Another one, justified. Okay, they ask to give the justification. So now we have 8 item. Okay, and then B we have question 9 and 10, but you choose one. Okay, if you have time, extra time, you can answer both. Okay, no problem, you can answer both. Okay, C only one, so you need to answer. Whether you like or not, you need to answer it. It's open. Okay, open response. Okay. So something new is ujian amali bersepadu 2.5 hours. They're going to combine these 3 papers together. 45 minutes, 45 minutes, 45 minutes. Okay, which one you do first, up to you. That's why during the exam, you don't need to look at your friend next to you or in front of you, back of you. You just do your own practical test, okay? Because if you look at people, they are doing physics, for example, and then you thought that, "Oh, what I'm doing it wrong." No, okay, be yourself lah. Okay. So deep knowledge, conceptual. In chemistry, a lot of concept. If I ask you about just now, okay, strong acid, you must know the definition, and then what is the concept, what is the differences with the weak acid. Ni kita sebut SAW. Saipah Aminah, Wan Ali. Ada cikgu sekolah saya. Okay. Katakan kalau kita ada strong alkali, you put it become sal, okay, and then we have weak, okay, we have a weak alkali, okay, weak alkali sebut saja salwali, salwali, okay. You need to explain. That's why when you have discussion with your friend, okay, your friend can strengthen your understanding. For example, you give the definition. What is the strong acid? Okay, your answer is acid that ionize completely to produce high concentration of hydrogen ion. Then your friend said, no, you cannot say like that. You have to mention that it's a chemical substance, not substance only, chemical substance that ionize in water. Mesti ada perkataan in water. Okay. Okay. This one, how you manage to construct it? By discussion, cara belajar kena betul. You make your own notes just now. Okay, deep. Okay, saya letak sini 10 plus 30. Basic, and then you kena ada deep knowledge, conceptual understanding. Okay. Construct formula and chemical equation. Okay. If I ask you what is the chemical formula for the lead to sulfate, you must be able to, okay, construct it immediately. Okay. Copper to sulfate. Some students confuse. Let's say silver chloride. Some of them put 2 positive here. Okay, it must be supposed to be 1. Okay, you have to make it. And then if the formula, chemical formula correct, then your chemical equation will be correct as well. Okay, and then this one about 20%. Okay. Observation and inference. Okay, very important for you to know what is the expected observation. And then an inference is considered as hot. For example, colorless gas, okay, produce. Okay, you need to think, what is the colorless gas produced? It could be hydrogen, it could be oxygen, okay. You have to look to the reactant that we use. Okay, this one totally hot. Analyzing, you need to synthesize. For example, planning experiment, and then you need to do the evaluation. Okay, you evaluate something. They give you the statement. They ask you, okay, why, for example, alcohol considered as a clean fuel. You need to mention, okay, the percentage of carbon is low, something like that. They not produce any soot during the combustion. It's a hot question. Okay. This one is standard actually. Even though I mentioned about hot just now, 50% still easy question, moderate 30, and difficult question is 20. Okay. So we have the ratio of 5, 3, 2. Okay, let's say just now paper 1, 40 question. That means you divide by 10. Okay, this one 20 easy question, 12 moderate, and difficult question will be 8. That's why paper 1, I already mentioned you, is the indicator whether you get A, B, C, D, E. If the student can answer this question 32 out of 40. It's good already. Okay. So the 8th question is the difficult one. That's why paper 1 is still 1 hour and 15 minutes. Even though it's 40. Okay. Because the number of difficult question is considered high also. Okay. Dah lari. Okay, jadi we need to read the question, comprehend it, and then find out what is the concept, formula, diagram that can help you to answer. And then sometimes they give you the diagram, you need to interpret from the diagram and then solve the question. In solve the question, you will need to see the allocation of mark also. Especially B and C, allocation of marks. Okay, and then you punya teknik. Okay, make sure your spelling must be correct. Macam polystyrene. Kena eja betul. Okay. So, in the question E, we have a common word and keyword. Okay, both are very important. You need to give the response based on the required of the question, not what you want to write. Okay, keyword, question content or requirement, task to do, structure, process, science process skill. Okay. Saya bagi tahu tadi kan, knowledge, kita kena recall, understanding, application, you need to analyze, kita kena buat evaluate. Okay, evaluate or design. Design ni memang betul-betul hot. Jadi in chemistry, planning experiment. Okay, common word and marks allocated is very important. Normally 1 point, 1 mark. Follow the needs of the question and unnecessary repetitions. Some students, especially essay, they repeat the answer. Okay. Now I give you some examples of the mistake done by the student. Okay. Relative molecular mass of compound W is 88. Okay, determine the molecular formula of compound A. You cannot just simply put equal to like this. No mark at all. Okay, at least you need to show that. Okay, you need to write down the compound W just now, C2H4O, N88. If you don't show the whole thing, step, at least you show this one and then the N. Okay, and then molecular formula of W and then you write down. Okay, correctly. Correctly. Okay, this one also the way how we're going to write it must be carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. We order okay, follow the particular order kan. Kalau ada nitrogen, tak nitrogen dekat ujung ni. Dia tak boleh carbon, oxygen, ni tak boleh. Going to be wrong. Okay. Now, can you solve this question? Okay, try it out. This is a past year question. The past year question. Okay. So can you implement what I mentioned to you just now? Try to find out which one is the common word, which one is the keyword. Okay, when you do the exercise, should be no problem if you use highlighter. Okay, you can use highlighter, you can highlight. Okay, this is the information given. Okay, we have the mass of sodium. Okay, sodium react with oxygen to form sodium oxide. Okay. Okay, this is all the keyword. Okay, this is the keyword. So for the command, this is the command. Okay, command, right. Another command is calculate. Okay, okay. Write a balanced chemical equation. Reaction between sodium and oxygen. This is the one just now. Okay. And then next, calculate the mass of oxygen used. So they give you 5 marks. Okay. For your information, normally when we have this kind of question, chemical equation is 2 marks. Okay, that's why we need to see the mark allocated. Okay, here calculate. Okay, when you do calculation, 3 marks. Okay, 3 marks. Okay, 3 marks. Okay. This kind of question keep on repeat every year. Why? Because you need to master this skill. Okay, what is the skill behind this one? What is the concept that we need to apply to solve this question? Okay, for example, this one, you need to implement just now. You need to write the correct chemical formula. When you have a correct chemical formula, then you can write or construct the chemical equation. After you can write the chemical equation, you can balance it. Okay, so the skill. Okay, and then calculation. Oh, what is the, okay? They give you this one. This is the mass. You need to determine the mass of oxygen. How we manage to get this one? Mass. Okay, so you have to, later on, you need to convert it into number of mole. After that, you need to determine the mole ratio. Ratio what? Sodium and oxygen. Okay. And then number 3, you need to know, okay, what formula that we need to use to determine the mass of oxygen. Determine the mass of oxygen. So there are 3 steps. That's why there are 3 marks. Okay. Then one more thing. It's very important for you to identify, okay, for example, oxygen, right? When you see the word oxygen, automatically, okay, you have to put O2. Okay, there are certain, okay, certain substance need to exist as the diatomic molecule, including this one. When we mention about oxygen, it must be a diatomic molecule. Like, okay, if I mention about, okay, you mention about leg, okay, kaki. Automatically, when I mention about kaki, it must be 2. Okay, I mention about hands, it must be 2. Sama lah dengan oksigen ni. Okay, oksigen, hydrogen, nitrogen, group 17 element, it must exist as a diatomic molecule. Dia mesti 2 macam ni. Walaupun disebut oksigen, automatically. Okay? So, done. Okay, mistake done by the student, when they write oxygen, they just put O. So, at the beginning also, the chemical formula will be wrong. Okay, so here, need to construct. If you have a lot of practice, then you'll be able to answer it. Okay, okay, sodium, then you write down. Okay, this is the reactant. First reactant, reactant number 1. This is our reactant number 2. Okay, mesti ya, O2. And this is our product. Only one product. So when we write the chemical equation, we write the reactant on the left and then the product on the right. That is the principle. It cannot be not enough space lah, madam, on the right, then you can write down. Okay, for example, you have something like, okay, the product is D. Oh, tak cukup sini, madam. Campur D campur E. Tak boleh. Kalau you letak kat sini, salah lah. You kena letak juga. Kalau perlu tak cukup tempat, letak di sini. Dia tak boleh ni. Sebab konsepnya ialah reactants on the left and then after this arrow this means produce. Produce. Okay, this is the product. Product of products. Okay, kena tulis dengan betul. Okay, anybody want to try? Hello? Anybody want to try to write the chemical equation? Anybody want to try?
Okay, try. Come on.
Saya nak bagi hadiah ni.
Na plus O.
Na. Wait cubalah. Okay. Na plus
O.
O. O only?
O2.
O2.
Okay. Then the product is sodium oxide. What is the chemical formula for sodium oxide? Itu tadi ni chemical formula.
NaO.
NaO. Betul. Ni. Okay. We need to start from Na positive. Oxygen become oxide, right? Charge for the oxide.
2 minus.
Okay. So, the chemical formula produced will be, this one is 2, right? We put 2 here. And then O. It's only 1. So, Na2O. Okay, you be able to write this one. Correct chemical formula of the reactant and product. 1 mark. Point number 1. Point number 1. Okay. So your second point is this one. Balance chemical equation. Ini satu markah di sini. Ni satu markah. Okay. So next you need to balance it. Okay. How to balance it? Okay. You can put it here. Okay. Sodium. And the second element is oxygen. Okay. Sodium over here is only 1. But here how many? 2. Is it balanced? 1 and 2?
No.
Okay, you
No.
need to balance this one. Times 2. Okay, just try first. That is okay. Okay, just put here. Times 2. Okay. Okay, now it's balanced. Okay, what happened? What happened to the oxygen here? Oxygen here, how many? 2. Here, 1 only. So, need to put 2 here. Okay, 2. Then, balance. Okay, if you put 2, you cannot put at the end, at the center. You have to put in front. When you put in front here, what happened to this sodium just now? Times 2, so become 4.
4.
Right? So over here, you have to make it, okay, times 4. Okay, so check. Balance. Okay? Balance. So another mark for you, examiner will tick over here on the top of this one, put point number 2. Then you get 2 out of 2. Okay? Yeah. Must know this one coming out every year. Okay. So now we go to the calculation just now. Mass. What information that we get from the equation? We get the mass of sodium. Okay. Then we're going to use this chemical equation to make the mole ratio later on. Okay. So step number 1, what is it? Okay. Determine the number of mole of the sodium. Okay. Anybody want to try? Ada siapa nak cuba? Come on. Tak ada yang nak cuba? Okay.
Mass bahagi.
Okay, try Najmi.
Ada yang nak cuba?
Mass bahagi dengan RAM.
Okay. mass divided by, that's mean point number 1 will be number of mole of sodium. You will use the formula mass divided by sodium is only atom right, relative atomic mass or the molar mass. Okay. It's not difficult, right? Okay, because we get the one, then divide by this one. Okay, then the second point is the mole ratio or the relationship of the reactant and the product. But in this case, the relationship between the sodium and oxygen. Okay, last one, mass of the oxygen. Macam mana nak cari apa formulanya? Anybody can give me the formula? Mass of oxygen equal with? Macam mana nak cari mass of oxygen? Just now you have number of mole equal with mass over molar mass, right? Okay. So if the question asks you to determine the mass, here you just manipulate this one. So you learn mathematics. Okay. A equal with B plus C. If you want to determine B, so A times C, right? So here number of mole and multiply by the molar mass. And you get your answer. Okay. Okay. So this is the solution. In order to get 5 marks, yang ni perlu awak kuasai. Awak nak duduk SPM zaman bila? Soalannya memang macam ni. Okay. Sebab tadi kan kita dah ada ni. Okay. Number. Okay. You know that 4 moles of sodium react with 1 mole of oxygen. So we determine the number of mole of sodium 2.3 divided by 23 dapat 0.1 mole. So then we get the mole ratio. The mole ratio we get from this chemical equation. That's why very important for you to write a balanced chemical equation. Okay, from this chemical equation we can see here 4 mole of sodium reacted with 1 mole of oxygen. Okay, if we only have 0.1, okay, so you need to divide by 4, then we get 0.025. This is your second point, markah yang kedua. Okay, third point, mass of oxygen, number of mole multiplied by oxygen. Okay, what happened during the exam also, most of the student, this oxygen, they put 16 gram. Dia letak oxygen 16. Always bear in your mind, oxygen ni tadi mesti apa? Mesti O2. Ni asas ni. Kalau benda ni salah, you akan jawab soalan salah daripada chemical formula, chemical equation until calculation. Okay. Ramai yang letak 16. Ya, jadi kalau letak 16 salah lah. Okay. Supposed to be 32. Kenapa 32? Sebab okay. Sebab kita punya kita punya ni O2. Okay, with O2. Jadi 16, okay, times 2. Okay. So 32 dapat 0.8. Ingat unit mesti betul. Kalau unit salah. Jadi tadi you dapat ni point number 1, point number 2, balance. And then untuk pengiraan ni point number 1, 0.1 mole. Point number 1, mole ratio, point number 2. Point number 3, ingat anak-anak, mesti unit yang betul dalam gram. Okay. Siapa yang tak ada calculator, katakanlah awak orang miskin tak ada calculator, tulis jawapan macam ni pun tak apa. Tapi tunjuk ni, ada unit, boleh diterima. Okay. Mungkin orang miskin kan, orang daripada ulu-ulu tu kadang memang dia tak ada calculator. kononnya lah kan, walaupun wajib ada kan. Tiba-tiba waktu exam tu kalut tak ada calculator. Okay. Yang penting unit betul. Okay, so dapat yang you 5 out of 5. Okay, tengok. Kalau you rajin, you will tengok past question. Every year soalan akan keluar. Okay. Okay. So this one another question. 6.62 gram of lead to nitrate is dissolved in 500 cubic centimeter of distilled water. Calculate the concentration of the solution in mole. Okay. Mole over cubic decimeter. Okay. Jadi konsep yang kita tahu bila kita ada concentration. Okay. Ni dah bawa keluar sebab tu tadi you need your notes. You need your own notes for you to refer. Okay. Kita ada dua. Satu, concentration kita mass over volume. Mass in gram, volume in cubic decimeter. Satu lagi mole over volume. Mole, volume, cubic decimeter. Dan bila kita ada mole over cubic decimeter ini, ini kita boleh bagi nama dia molar. Jadi kalau kita ada 0.1 mole over cubic decimeter, kita boleh tulis sebagai 0.1 molar. Ataupun yang ini kita ringkaskan namanya molarity. Ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu kemolaran. Okay. Jadi sekarang ni dia bagi dalam gram. Tapi calculate unit mole over cubic decimeter. This one. SP you kena convertkan mass ini kepada apa? Number of mole. Okay. This one is the volume. If you see carefully, volume here, madam put it must be in cubic decimeter. Even you can see the answer here, cubic decimeter. That means volume you need to convert to cubic decimeter. Very easy lah, divide by 1000. Okay. Most of the student, they don't show the step. Okay. When they don't show the step, okay, even though the answer is correct, okay, for example, they just give the answer 0.03, incorrect. Okay, we need you to show the step. Step number 1, because we need to convert from mass to the mole just now, you need to determine the relative formula mass. Kalau relative formula mass ni dia tak ada unit kalau molar mass ada unit. Okay. So you just imagine, I want to tell you, in order for you to calculate the right relative formula mass or molar mass, you need to write the correct, what is this? Chemical formula. If your chemical formula, because this question did not give you the chemical formula, you need to construct your own chemical formula. If your chemical formula is wrong, let's say you just put PbNO3 like this, so your relative formula mass will be wrong. Once your relative formula mass will be wrong, your number of mole will be wrong. Okay, I'm not going to tell you, okay, error carry forward. No, I'm going to show you, you have to do right from the beginning. Okay, so then you can calculate, let's say you calculate, you got 331. What is the difference? If relative formula mass, no unit. If you put this one become molar mass, then going to have unit. 331 gram over 1 mole. Okay. Number of mole. Now number of mole, the formula is mass over molar mass. Okay. This mass from the question, this one we calculate, then we get 0.02 mole. Okay. let's say if you do calculation, you get something like, oh, okay, let's say you get something like, okay, 2 mole. Okay, so you make it 2 decimal places. Okay. One is normally we write 2 decimal places. We didn't mention, and then another tips is, okay, the question given you 2 decimal places value. Okay, so concentration. The formula for concentration is number of mole just now divide by volume. And then you see here, the volume is already converted to cubic decimeter. This one you not convert, you divide by 1000. Then you get cubic decimeter 0.5. Okay, here. Even though in the calculation you don't write the unit, but you have to make sure that the end of the answer be the correct unit. Okay, you get 0.04 mole over cubic decimeter. Some science student they don't put negative, so your answer will be wrong. Let's say you forget to put negative here, your answer will be wrong. That's why very important for you, once you already write your answer, please recheck. Always. Chemical equation, calculation, please check. Okay? To make sure. When you plot a graph as well. Okay. Kalau tulis macam ni tak ada negatif, jadi salah. Sayang. So, jadi chemistry ni, you nak lulus senang, you nak gagal pun senang sebenarnya. Tapi tak adalah, kita tak nak you gagal. Okay, so next, mistake in calculation. Okay, for the rate of ration, 1/time, 3 decimal places. Please take note. 3, only for the rate of ration. Okay, unit not show or wrong unit. Okay, for example here, this one is wrong. Why? Because they don't put the sign negative or positive. Need to write down. Okay, you belum belajar lagi ni kan chapter 3. Okay, it's okay. Okay, chapter 1, oxidation. Okay, for example here, oxidation number of this iron, iron 2 positive changes or increase. Please don't make something general like this. No, okay, for example, you mentioned that, okay, changes or increase. This one general. The correct way is you have to put the value. The oxidation number of iron in iron 2 positive increases or changes from positive 2 to positive 3. Okay? Positive 2 to positive 3. Same thing also. If you put 2 to 3 also wrong. Cannot. You have to put the sign as well. Okay. This one only just because of positive, negative, you don't write down and then it become wrong. If that particular ion is ion 2, then you have to write then iron 2 chloride, let's say. If you miss this one, wrong. No, this one wrong. For example, iron 3 oxide. If you don't put this one, going to be wrong. Have to write down. Okay. For example here, melting point. What is the definition for melting point? What is the definition for boiling point? Okay. Sometimes we need to know the definition to give you the concept. That's why we call this one as the conceptual definition. Okay. Another one is operational definition from the experiment. For example, if I ask you what is the operational definition of the melting point of water, then we give the operation. What you do, what you observe. What I do, okay, I heat the water, okay, and then the water change from liquid to gas at 100 degrees Celsius. That operational definition. What I do, I I heat the water. I take the reading of the thermometer, and then the thermometer shows that the water change from solid to liquid, at the constant temperature of 100. Operational definition. Okay. So kenapa kita perlu tahu? Contohnya kan ni kan. Okay. Saya bawa benda yang basic. Okay. So if you see the parameter for this one, don't repeat. Don't put point anymore. Okay. So you kata constant. Normally it's a constant temperature. You can check from textbook. When a substance, okay, change from what? From
Solid to water.
Solid to
liquid.
bukan solid to water. Solid to liquid. At
Room temperature.
at specific pressure. This is the okay. So why we need to know this one? Okay, yeah, this one what is the same. This one the same, the same, the same, the same, the same. Only the difference is this one. Boiling point from liquid to gas. Okay.
Gas.
From this conceptual definition, it tells us about the state of matter. There are three, right? Kita ada solid, kita ada liquid, kita ada gas. Okay. Why this one important? Okay, let's say we have substance P. Oh. Okay. Ini lari Sekejap Okay. Saya mana saya punya Q? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, why? Some of the students cannot answer this question. Okay. Just now, melting point. What is melting point? When solid change to liquid. What is boiling point? When liquid change to gas. That's why, what is the state, physical state of substance P at 100 degrees Celsius? Okay, where is the position of 100? Less than 79 or more than 79?
More than 79.
More than
Then
79.
that at 100, so P exists as a gas. Okay. At room condition, what is the temperature? Standard international is 25. Yeah, in our country it's about 28 to 30. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so here room temperature 25. Where is the position of 25? It's here. So then it exists as a liquid. Okay. Now we see Q. Q is negative 150. It's why you learn about number in mathematics. Okay, where is the position? Negative
Less
150.
Less than 110. Negative 110. So solid.
Okay, so exists as a solid. At the room condition, let's say you take 25. So here is 25. Okay. So exists as a gas. Okay. This kind of question also sometimes the student cannot answer. It is objective question. Okay. So now you know the technique. Okay. So that's why. Okay, if you see here, if you have this kind of question, hopefully you can answer. Okay, what is melting point? Apa parameter tadi? Mesti ada perkataan temperature. Okay, temperature. Okay. When substance. Okay. change. Saya rasa mesti case ni dia turn on mic dia tak tahu. Okay. Okay. From solid to liquid. Okay. So at the room condition, kena tahu lah room condition. X. Okay. Mana nak letak ni? 20, room condition 25. Okay, where is the position? 25. You boleh letak sini solid, sini liquid, sini gas. Okay. So, here 20, 25. Okay, mana 25? Where you going to put 25 degrees Celsius? Huh? Where? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, X. 25, mana nak letak?
Dekat liquid.
Dekat liquid.
Liquid.
Okay, very good. So, kita dah boleh jawab. Okay. Okay, while melting, point of substance Y is higher than W. Kalau ini soalan recall, ini soalan ni yang peringkat sederhana, medium. Okay, recall low. Ini medium, ini kira high. Because the question ask you why. So, you need to mention punya basic mesti tahu. Because force of attraction between. Kalau force of attraction mesti ada between particles of substance Y is higher. Sangat higher. Is stronger. Because force kena guna perkataan strong. Okay. Then substance W. Itu markah. Second mark. So more heat energy is required. Not to break, to overcome. Overcome apa? Force of attraction tadi. Okay? To overcome okay, the stronger force of attraction in substance Y. Okay. Jadi ingat, bila force of attraction ataupun attractive force, okay, kadang-kadang kita guna force of attraction sama, okay, daya tarikan. Okay, ingat anak-anak, benda ni mesti ada perkataan between. Between apa? Particles. If you know that particular substance is molecule, you boleh letaklah molecule. Kalau you sure that thing is ion, you boleh letak between ions. Okay? Kalau dia atom, boleh letak. Sebab kita dah belajar tadi kan, kita ada Me. Apa Me? Atom. If you sure, you can write down. If you're not sure, just put between particles. Ayat selamat. Tapi kebanyakan pelajar dia akan bagi tahu attractive force is stronger. You miss this word between particle, tak ada markah untuk point number 1. Point number 2 mesti ada perkataan more heat energy. Okay? Is required to overcome, bukan to break. Kalau break to break the bond. Kalau daya, kita overcome. Kita mengatasi. Untuk mengatasi daya, kita tak boleh break the bond. Okay, we cannot break the bond. Okay, so jadi ni dalam buku teks ada. Okay, that's why pentingnya kita kena tahu konsep tadi. Perlu ada notes supaya boleh tengok dengan jelas. This is the parameter. Tu kata study smart. Kita nak tengok from solid to liquid. Freezing sama nilainya. Tapi dalam freezing, apa yang membezakannya from liquid to solid. Okay. Okay. Contohnya kan, try out. Okay. State the type of particles exist in the copper. You kena tahu copper ni apa? Metal. Kalau metal, dia wujud sebagai atom. Ada jugalah non-metal yang sebagai atom. Iaitu carbon. Dia non-metal tapi dia wujud sebagai atom. Okay. What is the key word here? Command word you state. Keyword you type of particles. Jadi kena copper. You tengok copper, this is yang tersirat, it's a metal. So, what is the answer? What is the type of particle?
Atom.
Okay, good. Siapa yang jawab tu, madam? Jot it down her name. Okay, atom. Okay, Lily dries the hair with the hair dryer. Name the process involved during hair drying. Okay, hair drying. Your hair is wet, so there is a water. So water in the form of liquid. Okay. When they receive the heat energy, they're going to turn to gas. You cannot see this one is the water. Water vapor. Right? Okay. So name the process. What is the name of this process?
Evaporation.
Evaporation. Okay. Soalan pertama, soalan recall. Only knowledge. Okay? Okay. Question, this one, name the process. This is the understanding question. You understand? Then you can answer. Okay. Then state the changes, movement of water particles. Kena faham betul-betul lah, movement, not arrangement. Some student, when the hair is dry, movement, and then the nak changes. Sebab ingat, dalam solid, movement in solid, movement of particle. Saya sebut mob. Dalam solid, ingat, bila kita mention in solid, vibrates. Particle vibrates. You cannot say but particle moves in solid. Okay. In liquid, then you can mention move. The particle move freely. Okay. In gas, the particle move apa? Move randomly. So kena tulis betul-betul. Okay. So ini water particle. You tahu dia liquid kan? So how is the movement of particle in the liquid? Move freely. Move freely. Yes, move freely. But in this case, when hair is dry, you use the hair dryer. So when you use the hair dryer, the temperature
increase.
Okay, so you have to mention that the particle move freely and apa jadi dengan and faster. Okay. Jadi cara nak menjawab tu you kena tengok balik daripada mana. Ya, macam soalan ni. Kita kena tengok daripada apa? Ada tak saya bagi? Oh, tak ada. Okay. Sudah saya bagilah. Okay, you tengok graf yang macam ni dalam textbook tu. Dia tunjuk. Okay. Okay. Ni juga macam soalan ni kan. Mesti awak kata, madam kita tak pernah belajar pasal lauric acid ni. Apa hal dia bagi benda ni? Ini dah kita namakan soalan yang berbentuk application. Yes. Tak ada direct kan. Application is heated. Bila you nampak je heated ni, you tahu dah. Okay. At the room temperature. Room temperature. Kena tahu tadi. Katakan 28 or 30. To 50. At 43, lauric acid start to melt. Start to melt. This one is going to be your melting point. Okay. Draw a heating curve. Draw. Hiding. And then why? The temperature constant at 43. Okay, jadi bila nak draw, you kena guna maklumat yang dia bagi tadi. Mesti ada apa? Mesti ada apa? Temperature, time. Mesti ada label dengan unit. Label dengan unit. Satu. Apa yang kita ada maklumat room temperature. Let's say this one is your room temperature 28. Okay. Keep increasing sampai 43. This one constant because this one is the melting point. Okay. Until 50. Kena ditunjuklah sampai 50 ni. Okay. So dah dapat draw ni kan. Dia kata draw. Okay. Semua. Okay. Bentuk graf betul. Sini ditunjuk. Boleh dapat 3 markah. Why temperature constant at 43? Kenapa ni constant at 43 ni tak berubah-ubah ni? Soalan ni 2 markah. Okay? So, point number 1 is heat energy is absorbed. Okay? Point number 1. Untuk apa dia absorb? Is used to overcome the extraction force. Mesti ada apa tadi? Between particles. Okay? Sampai sini pun dah dapat dah point yang kedua. Okay? Macam tu. Cara kita nak ajar. Okay, ini contoh lah. Okay, ni dia tanya apa? Draw arrangement of particle. A ke B. Kita tahulah. Ini sebenarnya solid. Tertutup tu. Ni liquid. Okay. Jadi A dan B macam mana arrangement? Bila kita nak lukis arrangement of particle. Mesti dalam solid CCOS. Pernah dengar tak? Closely, compact, orderly, and same size. Particle dia mesti same size. Itulah. Lukis ni, bulat ni mesti sama size. You kena ada stencil. 4 cukup lah. Bila lukis tak payah lukis banyak sangat. 3 layers is enough already. As long as dia ni closely compact, orderly, tersusun, teratur. Kalau CD liquid, some of the particles still touching one and each other. Ada partikel yang masih bersentuhan. Kalau buat semua jauh, lain. Yeah? Dapat 2 markah. Tengok. Phase BC, temperature not increased. Explain why. Saya kata, why ni hot ni? Kenapa tidak ada perubahan? Sama juga tadi macam tadi nak jawab. Okey. Satu ni. So kita check dia punya ni. Okey. Contohnya ni kan kita ada magnesium carbonate dengan sulfuric acid. Write the chemical equation. 2 marks. 3 marks. Calculate the volume of gas release at the room condition if 5 cubic centimeter 2 molar of sulfuric acid reacted with excess magnesium carbonate. Okay, first chemical equation. Okay, what is our reactant? Okay, this is our reactant. 1, 2. Okay, so maybe you can write this one Mg what? Magnesium carbonate?
Mg2 plus.
Carbonate?
CO2.
So you will get MgCO2. Sulfuric acid. Okay. Over here, you must know the concept. When we have carbonate metal react with the acid, our product will be salt, water and carbon dioxide. Mesti. Itu saya tadi konsep mesti ada. Ni you belajar tak bila? Form 3. Plus acid. The product will be salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Yes. Okay. So the salt that we have here, this is Jadi macam mana nak buat macam ni? Okey, ni kita dah tahu tadi, hydrogen ion from this. Okay, so this one we combine with this one. Okay, so you will get Mg SO4. Okay. So water H2O, then carbon dioxide. Is it balanced? Is it balanced?
No.
Not.
No.
No.
Why is not balanced?
Balance.
Many
Balance.
here is one, here is one, balance, right?
Balance.
Then is two, over here is two, balance. Okay, sulfur one, oxygen we have 3 plus 4. This one 4, 5, 7. Carbon 1, 1. Okay, so it's balanced. 2 marks already. Now they ask you to calculate the gas release. This is the gas release. Okay, gas release. Okay, when you have sulfuric acid, they give you 2 molar, volume 5 cubic centimeter. Okay, now 3 marks. Just now I already asked you to follow the step. Okay, the first step. What is the first step? Determine what?
Number of mole.
Okay, always remember. Okay, step number 1, number of mole. Okay, now number of mole of the sulfuric acid. MV over 1000. Step number 2 is mole ratio. Mole ratio what and what? What we want to determine? Carbon dioxide. Okay, mole ratio, sulfuric acid and carbon dioxide. That's why we need to write a balanced chemical equation. Okay. Step number 3, then we can determine the volume of gas release. Okay, volume gas release. You know, this question is very good. They don't mention calculate the volume of carbon dioxide gas. Okay, volume of the carbon dioxide release, number of mole multiplied by the molar volume. Okay, and then molar volume given here 24. You just write down the number of mole that we have here. Okay. So that's why you need your calculator. Okay. This time I don't ask you to calculate. Maybe you don't prepare your calculator. Jadi MV over 1000, just put here 2 times 5 divided by 1000. Okay. You have 10, 0.01, right? Is it correct? 0.01. Okay. Then 0.001. Then, okay, 0.01 mole. Okay, the ratio is 1 to 1. So 0.01, 0.01. Okay, so 0.01 multiplied by 20, 24. Berapa dapat? 25. Okay. So you can calculate, Okay. 0.24. Okay. So, mudah tak nak dapat 5 markah? Mudah sebenarnya. Dan soalan macam ni, dalam soalan struktur kadang-kadang ada 2. 2 darab 5 dah 10. Soalan objek, soalan esei pun ada juga soalan seperti ni. Okay, dapat lagi 5. Jadi you dah dapat 15. Kadang-kadang soalan esei pun ada juga 2. Kadang-kadang 20. 20 per 100 dah dalam tangan awak. Jadi sayanglah kalau tak boleh skor. Okay, so ada berapa minit lagi? Okay, kita nak tengok modul lah. Hopefully you dah jawab. Nak tunjuk yang dalam. Okay, so far any question tak? If you have any question, then you can ask me first before I proceed. Ada? Any question?
No.
Oh,
No.
No. Okay. So, okay. This is the the correct term. I think I can increase the size. Okay. Tak ada soalan. Bagusnya. Okay. Student don't have question. The teacher ada soalan nak tanya.
Teacher ada.
Teacher ada banyak soalan teacher tadi.
Okay, regarding that one, tadi saya tak saya tak nak ganggu yang lukisan atom. Let's say lah dia punya segi empat tu, perlu tak kita penuhkan kita penuhkan ruangan yang diberikan? No need.
No need. 3 layers is enough already. So I would like to suggest you all, if you have a ruler, and then kita ada punch kan, paper punch tu. The end of the ruler we can punch it, and then during the exam we can bring the ruler inside to make the circle.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Alright.
Okay, but sometimes yes, sometimes what I did so far, I give my student the stencil one, the circle. Yeah, I give them one. Okay, this time no need. I think it's good enough the size. Okay.
Punch a hole.
Punch a hole.
Alright.
So during the exam, they just make a circle. Okay. No need at least 3 layers, madam. 3 layers. 3 times 3 or 3 times 4 lah.
Okay. Alright.
So maybe you can check your answer. Okay. What is the meaning of the proton number? Okay. I think this one, if you if you do a lot of exercise, no problem. But normally the student write this way: number of proton of element. Okay, this is not the good answer because it's not complete. You think that it's complete? No. Okay, it's not complete yet. Okay. Okay, number of proton of the element. Okay, something missing here. You have to complete it and then check from the textbook the number of proton in the nucleus of an atom. Okay, a number of proton of element. Okay, so this is the complete one. Okay, please check your answer whether you do it correctly. Okay, it's good, after you do, you ask your teacher to check first. Okay, I wish that you can do that. Okay, it's sure that you are really dedicated student lah. Okay, so the second one, define the nucleon number. Okay, we see here the nucleon number. Okay, nucleon number. Okay, nuclear number. When we said about nuclear number, there is one word that exists here. Okay, they put there the sum of proton number and neutron number. This word does not exist actually. Okay, So the correct way is total or sum. Number of proton and neutrons in the nucleus of the atom also have to be mentioned this one. Okay. Okay. There is no word neutron numbers. Nucleon number. Yes. Okay. Betul tak? You check you punya answer. Okay. What is the meaning of empirical formula? Okay, this is the common answer given by student. Shows the simplest ratio of atom of an element. You suddenly come with the word shows tau. You don't write down the object. Okay. It should be chemical formula. At least you write down formula. Kalau tak letak chemical pun tak apa. Tapi mesti ada perkataan formula. Formula. Ni objek dia. Okay. That shows the simpler ratio of atoms. Number of atoms. Atoms ni pun ada S. Because more than one. Okay. Because in the compound. Of each element in the compound. Okay. Check. Katakan out of 10. How many you get it correct? Yeah. Semua dah buat kah? You can raise your hand. Siapa yang dah buat? Kalau hantar dengan Cikgu Alicia, Cikgu Alicia apa ni? Hamba yang angkat tangan Cikgu Alicia. Hamba yang rajin-rajin ni. MRSM betul kan di antara MRSM yang terbaik di Borneo kan?
Ranking number 3 if I'm not mistaken.
Bagus lah. Kalau di Borneo tu 3. Lepas ni jadilah top. Saya pujilah Madam Alicia, awal-awal lagi dah buat program dengan awak. Sekolah lain pun belum lah, kecuali sekolah saya lah. Okay. So anak-anak, okay. And then molecular formula. Molecular formula ni kalau boleh sama macam di atas. Apa yang membezakan? Yang membezakan ialah kita ubah ini letak apa? Shows the actual number. Actual. Actual number of atom. Yang lain ni lebih kurang sama. Cuma dia tambah in a molecule of a compound. Ini definition daripada buku teks ni. Exactly from buku teks. Okay. Jadi jangan pandang remeh this definition. Keep on. Even though we have this one, you copy it somewhere else. Okay. You must have your what we call it pocket note lah. Okay, isotope. Okay. You see isotope, iso means same. Okay. So the answer of the student, same number of proton but different number of nucleon. This is wrong. Not number of nucleon. It should be what? Neutron. Okay. So when you write your answer, you need to same number. Dia tak ada object. Okay. You have to put object. Object. Okay. What is the object? Atoms. Okay. More than one. It must be plural. Atoms of the same element. If you put atoms with the same number of proton but different number of neutron, also wrong. It must be atoms of the same elements. Atom daripada unsur yang sama. Okay. With the same number of protons. NOP, and then different number of neutrons. Bukan nucleon. Nucleon is nucleon number. Okay. So ini yang biasa silap buat lah. Okay. Electrolysis, if they ask you, you have to come out with this one. A process. It must be a process. Okay, whereby the compound in the molten and aqueous solution decompose to their constituent elements by passing electricity through them. Kalau you miss the word passing electricity ni pun salah. Jadi kena complete set. Okay. This is all the definition that we can get from your textbook. Okay. Define or what is the meaning of acid? Substances that containing hydrogen ion. This is not the way. Okay. Jangan letak substance. We have to include the word chemical substances that ionize in water to produce hydrogen ion. Have to include the word ion. Ionize in water. If you forget put in water, they cannot work. They're not going to produce hydrogen ion. Okay? So if they ask you what is the meaning of strong acid, chemical substance that ionize completely in water to produce high concentration of hydrogen ion. Cuma tambah beberapa lah. Ionize completely in water to produce high concentration. Ni complete, ini high. High concentration SC. Okay, meaning strong acid, weak acid. And then give example of strong acid, weak acid. Ni 4 marks, 4 markah soalan ni. So kita kena tengok satu persatu. Boleh tak saya kecilkan sikit ni? Senang saya menulis. Okay. So kita tengoknya ya. Okay. This is the point number 1. Okay. Strong acid is an acid that ionize completely. Jangan lupa in water to produce high concentration of hydrogen ion. Okay. Point number 2 is the examples. Hydrochloric acid. Okay. Point number 3, definition of weak acid. Okay. The good answer is, when they ask strong acid, kalau boleh di sini kita bagi tahu is a chemical substance. Kita jangan ulang perkataan acid, chemical substance. Okay. Yang ini pun kita letak chemical substance. Jangan disebut perkataan acid tu. Okay. That ionize partially in water to produce low. Jadi kalau you dah biasa buat nota dan sebagainya, jadi you can identify what is the difference. Okay, this one completely, this one partially. A low concentration of hydrogen ion. So point number 4 is the example given. Ethanoic acid. Okay. If you don't give the chemical formula, also no problem. Just give the answer. So easily for you to get 4 marks. From the conceptual, this kind of question, they want you to, when they ask you the meaning, they ask you for the conceptual definition. Because when you do experiment, they ask for operational definition. Okay. So when we do experiment, how you going to identify strong acid and the weak acid? Okay, let's say we have, we use pH meter. Okay, we have acid over here. Okay, acid X, acid Y. Okay, so let's say this one, the reading is 5, pH 5. This one is pH 1. Okay, they ask the operational definition of the weak acid. Okay, what you do, what you observe. Okay, what you do when, okay, we have acid. Okay, when we put the pH meter, okay, when we dip the pH meter into the solution, the pH value is 5. So, weak acid, we define it bukan berdasarkan partially ionized, no. Based on the pH. Okay, what you do. Okay, what we do, Okay, when the solution, of course ini kita pakai solution ataupun the chemical substance. This is when the solution, okay, when the solution, okay, is deep using the pH meter. Okay, it shows that pH is 5. Okay, the pH value is 5. So we define that weak acid is a solution with the pH value 5. Okay, what is the strong acid? Then we mentioned that, okay, is a solution with the pH value 1. Ini operational definition. Kalau conceptual tadi, yang macam ni. Nanti kita akan tengok, ada kan dalam modul. Okay, define salt. Okay. Salt is the ionic compound formed when hydrogen ion, okay, of an acid is replaced by the cation or ammonium ion. Okay, definitionnya. Okay, tengok dalam buku. Define what is alloy. A mixture of two or more. This one you can get from the books also. You tak boleh kata mix of two metal. Okay. Meaning rate of reaction. Changes of reactant and product with time. Okay. It's not enough because you have to mention that changes in the quantity of reactant per unit time. Or we can put as the changes of the quantity of product per unit time. Either one. Either one. Okay. What is the meaning of hydrocarbon? Okay. Organic compound, you have to include the word only. This one is wrong because not only. You have to put, we only have hydrogen and carbon. What's the meaning of isomer? Yes, isomer. Okay, molecules that have the same, okay, the same molecular formula but different structural formula. Okay, because they have more than one. Okay, going to be plural. Molecular formula only one. Structural formula is more than one. That's why formula. Okay. What is redox reaction? Oxidation and reduction. Okay, you have to mention it must occur simultaneously. Kalau rasa panjang, tak boleh nak tulis perkataan ni. So difficult, madam. So you can put occur at the same time. Berlaku pada waktu yang sama. Okay? Jadi kena praktis lah. Jadi ini menyebabkan kenapa kita hilang markah. Jadi soalan definition ataupun dia suruh you explain yang simple-simple tu, okay, kita kena buat dengan betul. Okay, ni you belum belajar, tak apa, saya skip. Okay, why argon is an inert gas? Argon achieves stable octet electron. Octet arrangement. Okay, tak boleh diterima. Argon have achieved, kalau saya kena ada perkataan atom sini. Argon atoms. Okay, some years they accept, some years they don't accept. Okay, argon atom has achieved a stable. Kalau tak tulis stable tak apa. Ini mesti ada. Okay, a stable octet arrangement or electron arrangement. Okay, this one is 1 mark. Causing the atom of argons, okay, of argon to not donate, accept or share electron with the atom or other elements. Okay, yang ini point number 2. Okay, walaupun dah tak satu markah ini kan, dia kata terangkan. Okay, it's better for you to explain this one. Dia ada one lah. Mesti ada perkataan atom lah. Okay, so far.
Doktor,
Ya.
diorang form 5 ni diorang dah belajar dah berkenaan dengan termo. Yang diorang belum masuk lagi adalah redox.
Oh, okay. Semua dah.
Termo dah.
Macam ni kan, what is the meaning heat or combustion of ethanol? Macam ni dia spesifik tau. Bila saya spesifik, your restriction mesti spesifik. Kalau tak ada ni ethanol tadi, kita katakan 1 mole of substance. Since already mentioned ethanol, so you have to mention heat release. Tak payah ada lah. Heat release when 1 mole of ethanol is completely burned in the excess oxygen. Mesti ada 1 mole lah. Okay. Dah pukul 5 dah cun. Okay. Kita berhenti sampai nombor 16, jadi kita sambung lagi. Jadi siapa yang belum buat tu buat. Yang ini untuk ujian pengesahan. Saya belum masuk tadi kan macam mana kita nak tulis observation. This one more to the observation. Okay. Kita belajar sikit-sikit dulu. Nanti awak jadi pening kepala juga kan.
Ya, doktor.
Yes.
Memang tak melepaskan peluang kan. Just now for the question number 16, walaupun belum buka Q&A, tanya juga soalan
Okay.
Let's say lah student says for explain why argon is an inert gases. Dia tak mention donate or accept, tapi dia cakap to not transfer. Dia terus gunakan perkataan transfer and share.
Transfer and share boleh.
Boleh okay.
Transfer or share electrons boleh. Ataupun kalau satu markah tu dia bagi yang di atas tadi pun dah kita boleh terima. Jadi kalau yang dua tu dia lebih pada 2 markah lah.
Okay.
Maksud transfer tu dia dah bermaksud donate and share lah. Donate dengan accept lah.
Yes. Boleh diterima. Tapi depan tu lah dia mesti ada perkataan atom.
Okay.
Sebab kita galakkan pelajar tulis atom.
Ya.
Kerana kadang-kadang skema ni dia berubah-ubah. Kadang dia macam longgar lah. Macam saya rasa yang share benda ni adalah ketua pemeriksa mungkin pada tahun lepas kan. Maksudnya diterima pelajar tak tulis atom.
Okay.
Suatu kita
yes, mungkin ni.
Tahun lepas kita tengok result student kita tu quite well lah kan. Sebab maksudnya tak berapa strict sangat lah.
Dia linear.
Very linear.
Daphne, ada soalan ke? Kamu angkat tangan tadi.
Ada soalan? Any question?
Mana Daphne? Ke tertekan? Okay. Alright.
Tertekan. Okay, ingat tanya soalan. Boleh tanya soalan. You ataupun saya terlalu cepat kah? Tak apa, lepas ni kita akan ada lagi session. Sebab ni alang kepalang lah. Saya pun tak nak lah. Saya rasa memang 2 jam memang tak cukup. Okay. Hari ni baru saya bincang pasal definition, pasal calculation, chemical equation dengan chemical formula kan. Belum lagi tentang observation, taking reading dan dia banyak bincang pasal yang reading-readingnya mungkin nak membantu pelajar untuk bahagian C lah saya rasa. Mungkin bahagian C tu kita masih ke awang-awangan lagi apa soalannya. Dan soalan praktikal dia ada 2. Satu eksperimen berpandu, satu tidak berpandu. Dalam masa 45 minit.
So meaning that untuk ujian amali bersepadu, is there 6 question kah? Maksudnya each subject ada 2 soalan. Macam ni kah?
Okay. Dia ada bahagian A dengan B lah. Untuk satu subjek tu. Tapi it's a very short, easy lah. Dia tak adalah bagi yang susah-susah. Yang pelajar boleh buat.
Okay.
Boleh target lah.
Sebab masa bagi saya masa terlalu singkat untuk dia nak buat terlalu panjang tu.
Betul.
Dan dia kena fikir apparatus material mesti ada dalam lab.
I see.
Apparatus material ada dalam lab. 15 15 markah. At least pelajar buat dan jawab. Jangan tinggal kosong.
Ya.
Itu petua dia untuk paper 3. Okay, no question? Okay, thank you for your attention. Thank you, madam. We will meet again on the 26th.
Ya.
Okay.
Yes.
Lama lagi nak SPM ni.
Dah mula berdebar ni.
Maybe 1st September we will go back to school. See, maybe they're going to announce it 2 weeks before, right?
Ya.
InsyaAllah.
Okay. Kalau at least form 5 can go back to school ni lega sikit lah.
Betul.
Okay. InsyaAllah kita jumpa lagi mungkin 31 Ogos tu akan bantu. Mereka ni saya tahu student ni kita cakap dia kena
Tulis.
practice it.
Yes, practice.
Ya, betul.
Practice is very important lah. Macam yang saya pesan tadi kan, buat soalan objektif tu berulang kali. You jangan kata dah buat lah madam. Okay, buat berulang kali sampai benda tu boleh melekat. Skrip tu dah ada. Kalau soalan tanya pasal inert tadi, you memang dah ada skrip. Because what? Okay, argon atom has achieved a stable octet electron arrangement. Kalau dia tanya neon, tiba-tiba dia tukar soalan kepada helium. Jangan pula you bagi tahu as achieve a octet electron arrangement, dia kena jadi apa? Duplex. Kan? Helium duplex. 2 saja. Okay? Baik betul lah budak MRSM betul ni. Tak ada.
Guys, ada respon tak?
Ada.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Cikgu banyak bertanya. Next time you sediakan soalan
Baik.
Alright.
Okay, kalau ni saya rasa ada dijual juga ni buku ni. Kalau nak saya tak tahu lah ada extra di sekolah. Kita orang order itu. MRSM Kuching ada minta lah daripada saya. At least ada satu kopi kan untuk student.
Ya, kalau ada extra tu.
Nantilah saya tanya. Okay. Kalau tak ada apa-apa, sorry lah terlajak 7 minit.
Thank you very much Dr. Suraiya.
Yeah, of course.
Jumpa lagi 26 hari bulan Ogos.
Pukul, you all punya kelas sampai pukul 3 kah?
Pukul 3 slot gemilang.
Pukul 3
memang
tu
slot
slot gemilang. Diorang habis kelas pukul 12.45.
Pukul 3 tu slot gemilang. Okay.
Yeah.
Mana-mana cikgu yang tak nak tu chemistry ambil lah.
Memang selalu macam tu. Berebut kata.
Apik kemudian tak apa, boleh bagi tahu saya. Kalau saya free boleh join lah. So far petang tak adalah saya kelas sampai pukul 3. Hari Jumaat kelas saya sampai tak ada. Hari Khamis kelas saya sampai pukul 3 tapi saya boleh adjust dengan student. Okay. Itu saja. Okay, thank you for your attention anak-anak.
Thank you Dr. Suraiya.
Okay.
Thank you cikgu.
Kalau ada
Thank you cikgu.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you teacher.
time.
Thank you teacher.
Thank you cikgu.
Thank you, cikgu.